watching me. Here I am in my studio. I'm doing this little impromptu live session just to see how working from just a single smartphone does. You know, because you've got front and the back camera, and it should do the job if I'm ever traveling. See, because when I went traveling earlier on this month, I didn't have. Well, I didn't do the live stream because I couldn't sort of figure out how to work the phone because normally I have multiple cameras. You see, I've got cameras facing me in my studio, and then I've got a camera facing the work. I've got a camera facing my palette, and sometimes I have a camera facing a still life setup. So it was obviously I couldn't do that while I was out in the field. So I'm testing how this works. I've got a kind of a reasonably workable tripod which grips the phone, and you can sort of tilt it. So and it has the handle opens up into a tripod. So I'm going to take that with me the next time I go away and see how that works. So now, somebody's put a thumbs up, and with this I cannot see if anyone has left a comment or not. So it would be really nice if somebody left a comment, just so that I can see how this works. I'm reading the screen of my phone, and it doesn't seem to have too much indication of what might be saying. Oh, I can see. Is that Ollie? Is that you, Ollie? Gauge. Anyway, so yeah, testing that actually did work. So I could see something coming up, and that is really useful. Now what I'm going to do is pretend that I'm going to paint something. I'm not going to paint something because I'm just not prepared for painting, and I'm also absolutely tuckered out. I've spent the whole morning mixing cement and doing sort of house repair stuff all around the place, and my shoulders are aching and everything. So it wouldn't be a good. Oh, yes, excellent. Well, thank you very much. That's really useful. So what I'm going to do now, if you just stay with me just for a few moments more, Ollie, I'm just going to turn the camera around and just please do something, write something here as well. So that's my my PC screen, and I'm just going to turn this down and put that there. This is all in preparation for any other live work I might be doing while I'm away, you see. And if this works, then it's great. And at least I'll keep my hand in. At least I won't abandon everybody while I'm away. Because it's nice to meet you all. Now, that's it. That's great, Gage. Absolutely. I had a long day, all right, yeah. You can see the paper well. There's my hand. What I will be taking away with me is probably these pots of gouache. Look, let me put them on the. Tell me if you can hear me very well. I mean, it would be nice to know that this was picking up the sound very well, because I'm not using a microphone. It's just whatever is on the phone. So, I mean, I don't know. I tested it out on a couple of what do they call them? Untitled YouTube videos. They didn't. Nobody else could see them. Oh, great. Okay, so that's all gouache. I quite like using gouache. What else I'm going to take with me is these cheapo brushes, which I really like. I really like them. Where are they? That's the brand of them. And I don't get anything for recommending brands, but I do like those. They're synthetic. Most of them are. 3 of them are short, flat brights, and 2 of them are rounds. So that's what I'll take with me, and that means I can use water. I can tear off a bit of a cornflake packet for a palette. Let's come back round to me. Put that there again. Yeah, and so here I am again. The magic of technology, isn't it wonderful? So yeah, so this is all working out pretty well, isn't it? Maybe I'll probably just change to this setup. Anyway, so I can film myself. I can film my work. You can hear me well. That's another thing. and I can see the comments and respond to comments, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, result. Now, for anyone who is here, I I won't be able to do the. Well, great. Okay, great. Martin, good to see you, Martin Mosley. I don't think you've been with me before, have you? And Gage, you haven't been in before, but even though you haven't actually expressly said it, I believe that you're my cousin. Right. So well, what was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. Nope, it's gone. Absolutely gone. Yeah. So, I mean, just to lengthen this out a little bit while you're all still there. Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say, wasn't it? It's I probably won't do the Thursday's live stream because, in fact, I will be traveling. So, I just don't, I won't have the energy for it, whatever. So, what I'm going to do, instead of Thursday, I'm intending to do the same thing tomorrow evening at 6:30, where I actually will paint something. I'm not sure whether I'll do it with the phone yet or. Oh, I see, Gage. All right. Okay, you're not the Gage I was thinking of. Um, Now, here's an interesting thing. Where while you're, if I don't answer these comments quickly, they disappear off the screen. So let me see. No, you can't get the chats back. Okay, yeah. So yeah, 6:30 tomorrow. That will be British summertime, I suppose. So yeah, if you're EST, Eastern Standard Time in America, that'll be what, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours behind, whatever. You'll have to find that out for yourselves. It seems to be a movable feast. When British summertime, changes and clocks go back, spring forward, back, fall back. Yeah, and in September they'll go, or October they'll go back, won't they? So things are all changing, and so it's all a bit strange. Um, for the people who are here and haven't been in my studio before, let me just turn that around. There's a painting I'm working on at the moment from my younger days, shall we say, when I used to live in London, West London, and I spent I don't know how many years waiting on London Underground train platforms. And one of my, well, let me read this. I mean, you retired, picked up the Prussian February the first time since leaving school in '76. Okay, Martin, right, good for you. Yeah, '76, the long hot summer of '76. Yeah, yeah, and in fact, probably it wasn't but a couple of years after that I stopped painting altogether because I left school. With my I got an A in art in O level, what they called O level in the UK at that time. So when I left school when I was 16, and that was the only good result I got, was art. Everything else was just an absolute nightmare. The worst being maths. I may as well have just brought in a coat and hung it up on the chair where I was sitting because I didn't get very much done in the exam. Uh, I've actually regretted that ever since. I'm such a lazy schoolboy that I hardly ever did any homework and everything like that. So I wasn't particularly disruptive, and I never played truant from school. But I do. I was just I was there in body but not in spirit. And I liked school. I liked the social activity, and I felt bereft when school finished and I had to leave. I didn't know what I was going to do. Anyway, then I got into the printing trade, and even that sort of died a death, sort of 17 years after that. And in fact, that's when I picked up painting again. I started doing cartoons for newspapers and stuff like that, and ended up doing color illustrations for the Irish Times and in fact even the Wall Street Journal. So that's my career, a potted history of my career. That thing is 5.5 foot by 2.5 foot. I think that's it. And you can see that it's badly stretched. I've got to take it down off the stretchers and re-stretch it because I think I overdid the stretching in certain places and it made it start to ruck up. So how long have I done so far? This is all very interesting. Now I notice when I touch the phone, it all wobbles. art is a comforting welcome. Yeah, while navigating life. Yeah, it can be. It's hard work, though, isn't it? I always find that there are people who kind of expect art to be all wonderful and you know, relaxing and things like that, and it kind of seldom is. But well, it seldom starts off that way. It's hard work. That's right. You know, so you get into it and you kind of you you do the wash and you start drawing. And you think, oh my gosh, you know, why did I start this? No, I could have been doing something else. Could have been sitting on the couch watching telly. Uh, and then you keep working and you work through that, and in the end, it's like the amount of energy you need, you know, to take off in an airplane. You burning loads of fuel to get up to the cruising height, but then you start cruising, and you know, the skies are blue, and you forget about time. I do. You know, you could start painting in the summer in daylight and end up you know, walking out of your studio in darkness, you know, drained. But then that's a good thing. You know, I don't mean sort of drained in a shattered, you know, irritated kind of way. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you're cruising, and I always find that uh, I think you have to give the whole process about 4.5 hours. It sounds a bit arbitrary, 4.5 hours, but something like that, in that order. So if you can find that in your day to paint, you'll probably enjoy it a lot more. Lazy too, Martin says. School days in the town library. I didn't even do that, Martin. I didn't even go to the library. Uh, Not kind of sure. I can't remember what I was doing. I really don't remember. Messing around, I think. But being a bit of a class clown. There you go. That's what happens. I mean, school isn't everything, is it? But it does sort of impact your life. I kind of remember it quite well, and I'm only in touch with one person from my secondary school since, and even then, not very much. Um, I'm still in touch mostly with my friends from primary school, which was in a place called Brentford in West London. And then I ended up in we moved to Isleworth, and that's where I went to secondary school. And it was a good school, and there were good, motivated teachers. You know, there were very few teachers that I really didn't get on with at all. And I was kind of mostly happy at school. Yeah. Anyway, but I think the teachers were happy when I left. It was kind of invited to leave. You know, you don't really want to go on to sixth and seventh year, do you? No. Anyway, so I just got a after school job in Mrs. Patel's corner shop around the corner from my house, and did a year there, and then I got my apprenticeship. Anyway, that's it. Look, guys, it's been lovely hanging out with you. I always intended this live stream to be a short one, just to test this proposition of a phone, and it seems to work quite well. The only thing I don't like is the rapidity in which the comments seem to disappear after they're written down. Because my eyesight is terrible, even with my glasses on, I can't I can't read them in time. I have to go straight up to the camera, and then they become a bit blurred anyway. But so that's it. Listen, thank you very much for helping me out, Gage, Martin, anyone else who's watching. Do get in touch. You can subscribe to this channel, I suppose, and then you'll get alerts to new sort of tsunamis of irrelevant verbiage that I come out with. Yeah, really good art teacher. Yeah. So, and I'll see you again soon. I hope, maybe tomorrow at 6:30. So take care of yourselves, and bye bye.